Hey, Clarksville, how you doing? This is Army Sergeant Joe Padula with the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, and you are listening to Airstrike. Yeah. Now, I gotta tell you something. You know, Airstrike, in case you don't know, all right, is the Brigade's radio show that is dedicated to keeping you, the listener, up to date with all the great things that is going on with Strike over at the 101st Airborne Division inside of Fort Campbell, okay? And we're very, very fortunate to be here from reporting to you live from WJZM in Clarksville. It's an honor to tell the soldier story through the radio. And this episode, you know, today's show, we got we got a hero. Okay, we got a hero that we're going to introduce to you, and this man has seen some hard times, you know, and he's been through a lot. Okay, he lost his leg in Afghanistan, but you're gonna listen to his story, and such a traumatic event that occurred in this man's life, and you're gonna find out real soon, okay, about that. So I want you to hang in there, and as soon as we get back, I'm going to introduce you to a Sergeant First Class Gregory Robinson, who is a combat engineer with the Strike Brigade, Company A, 2nd Brigade Special Troops Battalion. All right, that's one of the units within Strike, and he's got an amazing story. But yeah, we're gonna take a break here, and as soon as we get back, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna sit down with Sergeant First Class Gregory Robinson, a strike hero. Despite losing his leg, has been able to accomplish so many things, and is about to accomplish something that has never been accomplished ever in the Army. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned in, and yeah, we'll see you in a minute. Absolutely. And we're back. Okay, I got to tell you, you know, WJZM 1400 AM. This is Airstrike, the Strike radio show, telling you, the listener, the Strike story of the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault. All right, Sergeant First Class Robinson. Let me tell you, it is great to have you here, and not for nothing, you really are a role model. You know, a lot of people look up to you, and you've done so much, not only for this unit, but for yourself too. And maybe you can describe a little bit about yourself, like where are you from? You know, how old are you? And
I'm from Rose Clare, Illinois. I'm 34 years old. I joined the military right after I graduated high school. This July I'll be in for 16 years. Nice.
And where was that recruiting station at? That was
in Marion, Illinois.
Okay, let me tell you, I love Illinois. Illinois is probably my my ninth favorite state. So that's good, you know. And okay, so you right out of high school, bam, this is what you want to do. You want to be in the Army, and all of a sudden now. Were you always a combat engineer?
I've always been a combat engineer.
From day one?
From day one.
And love it?
Love it. Wouldn't change it for nothing.
I love it. Awesome. Now, okay, where do you get stationed first?
Stationed in the 14th Engineer Battalion at Fort Lewis, Washington.
Okay. Now let me back up a little bit, actually. Okay, your basic training. All right, where'd you do that at?
Fort Leonard Wood, for basic and EIT.
And that's Missouri, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then, so, your basic training, bada bing, bada boom, you get that done. Then about face, same area, you just go right back to work, AIT.
Yes.
And for the civilian audience, or the people that just don't know, a combat engineer, what do you guys do?
We provide mobility, counter-mobility, and survivability on the battlefield for strike soldiers.
Absolutely, yeah.
We make sure the infantry gets to the objective.
Yes, yes. So, like, say there's a mission, and there's a big wall that is blocking that mission.
Yeah, we'll make, if it's a platoon-sized element, we'll make what we call a mouse hole. We'll blow a hole in the wall to let the soldier infiltrate, do an in-stride breach into the objective.
So you guys are like the experts when it comes to, I mean, this isn't the technical term, but blowing stuff up, right?
Yes.
All right, yeah, I love it. And you guys are also breaching, right? Is that what other aspects does your job entail?
It's a wide variety. When we support the infantry, we do what we call in-stride breaching. So anything the infantry comes in contact with, a minefield, IEDs, a wall, we neutralize the obstacle for the infantry can get through. We can be tasked out doing route clearance, which means that we go up and down the roads clearing IEDs, keeping the MSRs open.
MSRs standing for?
Main supply routes.
Okay, right. Now, so, man, you guys really do enable the infantry units to accomplish their job.
Yes.
I love it. Man. Okay, so, all right, so now that we got a good grasp and a concept of what the combat engineer does, you know, not just blowing stuff up, but blowing stuff up so that the mission can continue. Yeah, absolutely. And then I've also seen you guys blow stuff up like weapons cache and all these other things. Have you seen that yourself?
Yes, cache reductions, anything that needs to be destroyed, we would just take care of it.
Bada bing, absolutely. Now, Sergeant, you got you go to basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Then you do your AIT right there, same base, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And then what happens after that, for you personally?
My first assignment was to the 14th Engineer Battalion, which is in Washington State. I was there for about 18 months, and I dropped an airborne packet, and then went to Bragg.
Oh, to jump out of some planes.
Yes.
Let me tell you, that's pretty awesome. Like here you are. You already want to start just getting into the dynamics of implosion and explosions, right? And then you go, let me go a step further. Okay, let me go a little bit more, hua, and jump out of planes. I love it. Now jumping out of planes. Yeah. What'd you do?
I was at Bragg for 7 years, and I went to Korea for a year, and I came right back to my same place, back to Fort Bragg. And I've done almost 10.5 years at Bragg.
And that's with the 82nd?
I was actually in the 20th Engineer Brigade.
Okay.
Charlie Company, 37th Engineer Battalion.
There you go. And those guys are usually attached to 82nd guys? How does that work with the...
37th Engineer we'll call a Corps Engineer asset, so we can be attached to anybody.
Awesome.
Did missions with 7th Group, 10th Mountain, 82nd. Whoever needed engineer support, we would go with them. Right.
Now to go along with that, okay, you have a what is known as many deployments under your belt, right? Yes. Now, where was your first deployment?
In 2001, I was in Kosovo.
Wow,
that was my first deployment.
And a lot of people forget about Kosovo, but people got to realize from the mid '90s to the early 2000s, this was the real world mission. This was the tip of the spear. Yeah. And what'd you guys do over there?
I was in a vertical unit, and we rebuilt roads, schools, some hospitals. Basically, it was mostly peacekeeping. The war was over with, and we just helped rebuild the country.
Right. Now, so not only do you have the opportunity in your field to explode and implode objects, but you also have that engineer side where you get to build and also create things, and that goes along with what are some of the things that you guys are capable of building and creating?
Oh, we can build almost anything rough. Airfields, roads, buildings, simple buildings we can build, We can't build no skyscrapers, but for a third world country, we can get their infrastructure up and running again.
You went to Kosovo with what unit?
I was in Bravo Company 37th Engineer Battalion.
And okay, so now you complete your deployment to Kosovo, which was a year.
A little over 6 months.
Okay, so now you're back in the States. Okay, when did you get back?
November of 2011.
Oh, so you when 9/11 happened, you were over there in Kosovo.
Yes.
Oh wow. Well, how was it for a soldier in Kosovo serving? You know, on the front lines of the peacekeeping mission in Kosovo. How was it that you guys felt? How did that go?
It was a weird feeling. You know, it was downrange, doing a peacekeeping operation. And everything, the whole lifestyle around the installation changed. You know, security got tighter.
Right.
It put everybody more into combat focus and instead of a peacekeeping operation.
Like mission just changed right overnight.
Yes.
Understood. Now, watching it on TV, you guys had access to screens and everything, and watching stuff on TV.
Yes.
Your thoughts while in a combat zone, watching this go on.
Our thrust was like any other soldier or Marine was let us over there to the people that did it and go clean house.
Right, absolutely. And I'll tell you, you know, as a guy who was in the service today because of 9/11, I just want to say, you guys are unbelievable. You are the generation that signed up prior to 9/11, that signed up to serve your country and not knowing what was expected, and bam, and here you are. You're still doing it, and that says a lot. Kudos, you know, absolutely. And okay, so 9/11 happens, okay, and you guys then redeploy in November back to the States.
Yeah.
All right. The global war on terrorism is underway. Where are you now in your career?
I was a team leader.
Okay.
Back at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and we was just gearing up, training. Then Operation Iraqi Freedom talk started happening, and we started prepping for an invasion of Iraq.
Right, absolutely. And you're now here you are. You guys are getting ready to go into Iraq. And when do you guys head over there? And where in Iraq did you go?
My unit went all the way up to Mosul, Iraq.
Mosul, right?
We was about 2 weeks behind the main push.
Which was Strike at the time, right? That went into Mosul.
Yes, I was attached to Strike.
Small world. So here you are. You're out of Bragg, okay, at the engineer battalion, and then bam, this is your first run-in with Strike.
Yes, it is.
Over in Mosul.
Yes.
Oh, bada bing. Let me tell you, small world. Good to have you. You know. So continue. Mosul.
Yeah, my platoon mission was in Mosul. We did cache reductions.
Now, the cache reductions for the people listening is caches are a collection of weapons that are gathered from the enemy. You know, whether it's found or it's brought, but it's a collection of enemy arsenal that is now in possession of U.S. hands.
Yes.
So bam, your mission in Mosul.
We were in a station. It was actually an old Iraqi 5th Corps. Army base, and we made demo sites there, demo ranges, and when units find artillery rounds, mortar rounds, whatever, they bring them to us, and we would prep them and then blow them up. And then when they bring out AK-47s or different type of weapons, if it was serviceable, we kept them to the side and to help rebuild the Iraqi army with it.
Nice. And what's your rank at this time?
E5 Sergeant.
Nice. So here is E5 Sergeant Greg Robinson. You know, and what age frame? 23, 24?
Probably.
Right. So here you are, this young stud. You know, and you're there in Mosul. You're attached to the Black Hearts, the 502nd. What are your thoughts on Strike?
They took really good care of us. I had nothing but good things to say about the 101st. We wasn't a stepchild. You know, we was part of their unit. They took good care of us. Absolutely.
Strike definitely understands the importance of the team, you know, and What a great coincidence. Here you are, a part of the team, and little years down the road, you'd be labeled a strike hero. That's for sure. So okay, so the Iraq mission, you guys, mission complete for you guys over there. Now you come back. How long was that deployment?
It was a year.
1 year. Okay, so now you come back. You come back to Bragg. Then what?
Came back to Bragg. I was back at Bragg for about 90 days. Then came on orders to go to Korea for a year.
All right. Here. So now you're going to Korea. All right. This is like in the Army. You get such opportunities to not only like see the entire United States. You know, here you are. You're already in Missouri. You're already in Washington. You're already in North Carolina. All right, and now you get to see so many different parts of the world, such as Iraq and now Korea. Okay, you going to Korea? Who were you with, and what did you see?
I was with Bravo Company 2nd Mission Battalion. My job over there, I started as a team leader, then became a squad leader after promoted to staff sergeant over there.
Oh, bada bing. Oh, congratulations.
Then my main mission was training the Korean Army to take over Task Force Volcano, which is a minefield and placement system. We did that for the first 6 months, training the Korean Army on how to use our equipment.
That's what I'm talking about. So here you are, okay? This young man with such intelligence, okay? You go over, you help train the Iraqi army, okay? And then you get back to the States and been sent to Korea, and now you help form the Korean army over there, the South Korean army, of course. You know, North Koreans, we're not training them, you know? Oh, forget about it. But, and how long were you over there for?
Just a year.
1 year, okay. Yeah. So how was that? What did you think of Korea and its people and the culture?
It wasn't bad. I would never want to go back there.
Understood. Now, and there's a separation of family during this time too, right? See, people got to understand, deployments overseas, to the combat zones is very difficult. And don't forget that the deployments overseas to our station bases is difficult as well. You're separated from your family. You're separated from your friends back home. It's it is a deployment. Is that not correct?
Yeah, it's considered a forward deployment.
Forward deployment. There you go. Bada bing. Now, okay, you complete your Korean mission, and you come back. Where do you come back to?
Charlie Company 37th Engineer Battalion.
Bam. Bada bing. Back home.
Back home.
Back home.
Right where I left from.
Back home. You're back at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, right?
Yes.
And so now, okay, now what?
Got back. I was back for roughly about 4 months, and I deployed for Afghanistan. REF 7.
Man, here you are. You're going right back out.
Yep. Right
back out to Afghanistan.
Yep.
The tip of the spear in the war on terror. Okay. And I'll tell you, we're going to take another quick break here. So, stay right there. We'll be right back. WJZM 1400 AM. You're listening to Airstrike. Absolutely. What is going on? WJZM Clarksville 1400 AM. You're listening to Airstrike. This is Army Sergeant Joe Padula, your host, and I got to tell you, we're sitting in with a with an inspiration, a strike soldier who not only says what he's going to do, he does what he's going to do. And we got him in here in the studios today. How's your stay so far here at Airstrike? All right.
It's a good experience.
Absolutely. We offer him the coffee, but he is in the middle of a hydration period, so he's staying away from the caffeine and he's drinking nothing but water. And just to fill you in, okay, Sergeant First Class Robinson is about to graduate the Sabalowski Air Assault School, and so this man is a physical specimen as well as a mental beast. So, and speaking of beast, Sapper Beast, that's the unit that he's assigned to currently with the Strike Brigade, 2nd Brigade Special Troops Battalion, and it's good to have him in our studios. We're about to talk about he's about to go into Afghanistan for the first time with his unit out of Fort Bragg. And what year are we looking at now?
2006.
Okay, so 2006. Here we are, Afghanistan. Tip of the spear. Where in Afghanistan are you going to?
I started out in my first 4 months. I was in a place called Logman, Afghanistan. I was supporting 10th Mountain 4th Brigade.
Nice. Now that's RC East?
RC East.
RC East. So, for those listening, Afghanistan, in military terms, is divided into 4 areas. RC East, RC West, RC North, and RC South. Is that correct, Sergeant?
That's correct.
So here you are. You're in the eastern section, which is a very kinetic section. Borders the Pakistan, borders with Pakistan. And this area that you were in, what was your main mission over there, and how difficult and how crazy was it over there?
We started out, we was doing the route clearance for 10th Mountain. We clearing the routes for the logistical units there so they can resupply the cops and fobs. The roads would be laced with IEDs, and the trucks they was using, they had to stay on the main roads. They couldn't bypass them.
Right.
So we would go out there ahead of the convoy and clear the routes.
Now, unbelievable. Now here you are. You guys are where everyone's trying to avoid IEDs. Okay, you're the guys that are looking for them.
Yes.
Okay. What's that show that I've seen? What is that show? Bomb Control Afghanistan.
Yes.
Is that accurate? So if you guys have seen that type of show, that's the kind of missions that you're doing so far.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how many did you come across? I mean,
15 to 20 for my squad.
man, there they are, and these are killers. These, for those who don't understand, for the civilian audience that needs to be, described this to, it's an IED is a dug in the ground explosive detonated either by a remote control or pressure or even timed. And I'll tell you, it's an explosion, and that's exactly what it is. It's designed to maim and kill, whoever is near it, whoever it's intended for. And these guys, these heroes, are going out there to get rid of these deadly devices and explosive devices, so that the mission can continue and our soldiers can be safe over there, and our Marines and all of our service members and the Afghan people, and so, okay, so for 4 months you said this is what you were doing over there, RC East, and then what?
We got a new mission set. We got attached to the Canadian Army. We went to Kandahar, RC South.
Kandahar, RC South. Man. Now, let me just... Kandahar, RC South, is the birthplace of Taliban.
Yes.
And this is where it all started for them. This is their home base, correct?
Yeah.
And here you guys were. Canadians have been there since the war kicked off, and it wasn't too much of American presence there. Is that accurate?
No.
Right. Like what you saw was just the Canadians.
Yeah, there's all foreign services. There's Canadian, Dutch, but there was only maybe 100 to 200 U.S. soldiers down in that area at the time. Okay,
so here you are. You're in RC South. Attached to the Canadians, and your mission
was Operation Medusa. It was the largest Canadian-led battle since World War II.
Absolutely, Operation Medusa. I'm telling you, you could Wikipedia this. It's going to come up. Okay, you're going to Google this. It's going to come up. This was a big mission, not just for the Canadians, but for ISAF, which stands for International Security Assistance Forces, and for ISAF, this was a real world mission, and you guys being sent down there must speak a lot about you, because this was big news. Please fill us in.
Yeah, we was during Operation Medusa. We was once again doing the route clearance. We was going to open the breach site and clear the route into objective Rugby, and it started out, it was rough. It was a rough mission. Canadians took a lot of loss. It was a really bad time. We had a friendly A-10 come down, wounded 30 Canadians, killed a couple Canadians. Just the whole mission from the get-go started out really rough.
Right, right. And here you guys are, and on top of it, you guys have got IEDs are everywhere. I mean, Kandahar is very well known for its IEDs and leftover mines from when the Russians were there. And here you guys are. You guys are trying to eliminate these IEDs and get rid of them, and also breach whatever needs to breach for your attached units. Okay, now. You were stationed out of a place called FOB Wilson, at the time Camp Wilson?
Patrol Base Wilson.
Patrol Base Wilson, which FOB, Camp, Patrol Base, COP, Combat Outpost, these are all words to describe the size of a base, okay? And a patrol base is very small, very small in size. So here you are, you're at a patrol base with, I'm guessing, limited, if any, electricity. Please describe your living conditions over there in 2006 Afghanistan.
2006, we lived on the ground the whole time. Slept on the ground. Doing Operation Medusa was how you see it in the movies. Living on the ground, taking baths by water bottles. No electricity, nothing like that. No luxuries.
And there you guys are, and this is called roughing it. This is the epitome of a soldier just doing the job, with whatever he can. And man, I've heard people describe that area as if you could take a step into the Old Testament, this is what it would look like. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Like the buildings are made of dirt.
Very prehistorical looking.
Oh, very prehistorical, absolutely, and it's it's dry and hot in the day, and cold, freezing wind at night.
With a lot of sand fleas. Sand
fleas, and here you guys are. You guys are just doing what you can do to complete the mission.
Yeah, it was about 3 weeks into the mission. We was doing route clearance, and the major that was in charge of the operation, we would go through and clear the route, and the Taliban would come back and reseed it. So our new mission, the Canadians engineers' new mission was they was going to make a road. Now it's called Route Summit. It's a straight line distance from Padula to now FOB Wilson.
Pashmul is a village in Kandahar, and it is a very large village for that area, but its population was mostly Taliban at the time, right?
All Taliban or Taliban supporters.
Yeah, this was like a hub, a Taliban hub. You know how we were just talking about patrol bases, COPs, and FOBs? Well, this was a patrol base, COP, and FOB for Taliban. Right, absolutely, and here you guys were. Medusa was to eliminate that Taliban, presence, and your job was to make sure that they had the route to do it.
Yes.
Okay, so there it is. There is Operation Medusa and Sergeant Robinson's role in it. So please go on from there.
Yeah, during the where was that? We was building, the Canadian Army was knocking down grape huts and walls to make this road to be a straight line distance where we can keep eyes on all the time to help eliminate the threat of IEDs. My platoon and a infantry platoon of Canadians was set up in a temporary patrol base, and we didn't realize at the time we actually ended up parking on top of a tunnel complex, and the Taliban came out and surrounded us.
So wait. You guys went out on mission, okay, and where you ended up parking was on top of a Taliban tunnel complex.
Yes.
Okay, so what that means is you guys were now standing on top of what Taliban would use to go in and out to accomplish their mission, which is lay IEDs and kill ISAF forces.
That's correct.
So now you just disturbed the bee's nest. Okay, they come out and surround you.
Yeah.
All right.
Within the first 40 seconds, I was standing next to my gun truck talking to my driver and had one of my dismounts out with me. And my driver's side of the gun truck was hit by an RPG, and the blast came under and mangled my leg right above my right ankle.
Bam. Man, just like that, instant.
Instantly, within seconds. And then while I was on the ground, mortar rounds came landing in inside, and I took shrapnel in my stomach and over from my chest down. I was littered with shrapnel from the mortar that landed probably 5 meters from me.
So, what kind of truck was it, Sergeant?
It was 1114, a Humvee.
Okay, so an up-armored Humvee.
Yes.
Okay, and they start attacking with an RPG, rocket-propelled grenade. For those who don't know, and what that is, it's the enemy takes it on their shoulder and fires it at the direction that they want to hit. And what's attached to that rocket is a grenade. So what happens is your vehicle gets a grenade shot at it, and then it goes down. Your vehicle is deadline, is what it's called, right? And you're hit. Who else is hit?
My driver and one of my dismount soldiers was all wounded in the attack.
And then now all of a sudden, Taliban, a complex attack, starts laying in mortar rounds. Okay, mortar rounds is what they shoot from the tube. It goes up in the air and it lands. Okay, and so the mortar rounds are now coming in into your vehicle, and you're down, you're hurt, your driver's hurt, your passenger's hurt, your gunner's hurt, and you are severely hurt. You have now lost a portion of your leg. Okay, and your immediate thoughts.
At first, I thought the blast just knocked me down. I went to go stand back up, and then when I went to take a step, I fell back down. I looked down because all the adrenaline at the time I couldn't feel. And when I looked down, I noticed my foot was just mangled, literally hanging on by a piece of skin.
Right, and you didn't even realize it at first. You tried to take that first step, and man, now that first step, where was it towards? Was that towards your battles?
Yes, it was.
Like so, here you are. Your first instinct, help, get them, and what was some of their reactions and their feelings at that moment?
I can't really remember. It was all chaos, man.
Right.
It was getting pinned down with mortar fire and accurate machine gun fire.
Absolutely. Okay, so now your right leg, your below the knee, is now just hanging there.
Yes.
Okay, and what do you do immediately now?
I went to grab my leg to put the tourniquet on, but didn't realize when the mortar round came in, I took a big piece of shrapnel through my upper right thigh, and the hole was so big that both my fists went inside my thigh.
Man, so multiple wounds, an amputation, instant amputation from the blast, and you have just injuries all over your body, and you're trying to get it all together, maintain focus and composure. How is that?
And then the medic and one of my good friends, Staff Sergeant Krantz, and he came running over, and he's a big 6'5" Texan guy, and picked me up like a baby, just carried me up, threw me in another truck, and he's trying to evac us out.
And all while this is going on, AK-47s being fired, more RPGs from what I read were being fired, and of course the mortars are still coming down. So you're down. You're trying to move. You try to take care of your battle buddies, and then one of your big what's his name again?
Staff Sergeant Parker Krantz.
Parker Krantz. Okay, and a big shout out to him because he comes over, this big Texan, like a moose-sized guy.
Yes.
Yeah, just comes over and picks you up. And let me tell you, for the listening audience, okay, Sergeant First Class Robinson. He's a pretty muscular dude, okay? He's sitting here in front of me, and he's a pretty jacked guy, So this big Texas man comes over, grabs you, and runs you to safety with all this commotion going on all around. Now, okay, you're in safety. You're in a safe area. Where does he bring you to?
He throws us in, puts me. And he goes back and grabs the other one of the guys, and puts us in into another up-armored Humvee.
Okay, bam, and now and the other guys in the vehicle. They what happens?
My two guys was one had he cracked the skull on the blast.
Damn.
Hit him. It threw him into the Humvee door, which on the bottom of the Humvee door you have a toe ring, and just lined up perfect and cracked his skull. and plus he had shrapnel. His left foot was mangled, and the other dismount he got peppered really bad from the shrapnel.
And were they able to get evacuated?
They put us in that Humvee, and they was trying to drive us out, and then that Humvee gets hit.
Unbelievable.
And then
now, what does it get hit with?
It got hit with a recordless rifle or an RPG, one of the two.
So here you guys get evacuated from that down vehicle, okay? You know, that has been now RPG'd, mortar rounded, and sprayed with AK-47s, okay? And now you finally get into a evacuation vehicle, okay? And then bam, that gets hit by what a recoilless rifle is say you see a mortar tube, okay? That is a mortar tube just put on a shoulder and then shot directionally whichever way you want to shoot it at. It's a deadly piece of equipment that Taliban uses often. And so, bam, now this vehicle is down. Any additional injuries now? What will happen?
No, just a mobility kill on the vehicle.
Okay. And so all the commotion's going on now. Now how are you guys going to get evacuated? Because you guys are bleeding. Okay, you guys are you have, like you said, you have the fist-size holes in your body. Okay, your lower right leg below the knee is pretty much hanging by a thread, is what you said.
Yes.
Unbelievable. And plus now your battle buddies are peppered with the shrapnel, and now how are you guys gonna get out?
We've put in an up armor Humvee and a Canadian LSV, I believe that's what it's called. Came up and was evac'd that away.
Man. So LSV for as a picture, what is it? Is it a bigger?
It looks like the Marine Corps destroyer. It looks like a Striker, but with a Bradley gun on top of it.
So it's kind of like a tank.
Yeah.
Okay, so this Canadian tank comes in, and you guys get put into the tank, and that brings you over to Patrol Base Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay. So here you guys are. The firefight's still going on. Your main vehicle, you know, that all the injuries come from. Bam. Then you guys get evacuated, picked up by the big Texas man. All right, and then put into that other Humvee, up armor Humvee. That gets taken out by the recoilless rifle. And then finally the Canadian tank comes in, loads you guys up into it, and takes you out. Now, all through this process here, what are you guys saying to each other? What are you saying to yourself?
I can't really remember, man. Like the gunner and my staff sergeant Hedgepath, everybody's like just reassuring us, man, it's gonna be alright, man. We're getting you guys out of here, and that's mostly what I remember. Absolutely.
Do you remember looking down at all and saying, I'm losing this leg, this portion of my leg?
Yeah. The time I moved to the second truck, it completely fell off.
Wow. So
yeah.
So and that was off. Okay. Yeah. And now, not to be disturbing or anything, but it's brought with you, correct?
I'm not for sure. It never made it to the airfield.
Okay.
To the hospital.
Right. Okay. Now, so here you are now. You got your tourniquet. Your tourniquet's on.
Yes.
Okay, and you're at Patrol Base Wilson. Okay, and now you're waiting for a medical helicopter to come in and take you out.
Yeah.
Now remember, Patrol Base Wilson does not have an airfield.
No.
It is a patch of grass or dirt that was coming in, right?
Yeah.
So please go on.
Yeah, pretty much like the Mayday call went out, and a Black Hawk and Apache was in the area. A Black Hawk just drove off some soldiers in a different location and came in and picked us up. It wasn't a medevac Black Hawk, it was a regular troop carrier. They had ripped the seats, all the cargo seats out, and put all of us on it. It was me and my two dismounted, but there's also 5 wounded. Canadians took a bad hit. I believe it was 12 Canadians got killed and 5 got wounded, and they just put all of us on the bird to get us out.
Wow, so it wasn't even a medically equipped helicopter, no. Okay? It was this helicopter that was designed just for transport, and you guys had to quickly change it and fix it so it could equip holding so many casualties.
Yes.
and you guys were then medevac to a place called Kandahar Airfield,
Yes.
nicknamed CAF, and this is the main hub for RC South, Regional Command South, and bam, bird lands in Kandahar.
Yeah, birds land, and they stopped pulling us off. Going into the hospital, it was all Dutch soldier doctors and Canadian doctors, and they prepped me for surgery. And
what was their reaction? Do you remember their reaction to everything?
no, not really. It was like it was chaos because so many wind was coming in. They was moving around like ants, man. It was all over the place.
Right. Now, okay, so now they're prepping you for surgery.
Yep.
And
I go into surgery. I come out. I don't know how long I was knocked out for. I was hit on October 3rd, and early morning on October 4th, they load me up on a C-17 to take me to Longstor, Germany.
okay, and that is where you started your rehabilitation. And Longstor, Germany is the main medical base for soldiers being evacuated out of Iraq and Afghanistan at this time.
Yes.
Okay, so this was a very busy hospital.
Yes, because not only the hospital took, American soldiers, took out your British soldiers, Australians, all the coalition forces went to Longstor also as the initial hub to get them to their homeland.
Right. Now, okay, so now you're in Germany.
I was there for 4 days.
Family?
No, not yet.
Not yet, okay.
I was in Germany for 4 days. I have 3 more surgeries there in Germany, and then they load me up.
Now, what surgeries? What were they doing?
I had nasty infection and debris still in my body.
Right.
And pretty much each surgery, they just cut a little bit more of my leg off each time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. And I tell you, okay, so now Germany's done. Now, do you have information about your unit? Because from what I understand, you're pretty close with those guys.
Yes.
And what's some of the information that you're receiving while over there about them and they are about you?
My PL at the time, one of his best friends,
platoon leader.
Platoon leader.
Right.
His good friend was a doctor over there, and he got hold of one of the doctors and gave me information and let me know how everybody was doing. And
Good. And how did they do?
yeah, they bounced back. They didn't take no more casualties or anything. Just me and my 2 dismounts, and they.
Okay, good. Now, as for from Germany, then now to Walter Reed.
Yes.
Okay, Walter Reed, everyone knows was the main military hospital for the soldiers returning, the injured and wounded soldiers coming from theater would be sent to Walter Reed for their medical assistance. And what was yours?
Oh yeah, I was at Walter Reed for almost a year, right at a year.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better place. The physical therapist, the doctors there, and it was outstanding. For an amputee, that was the place you want to be. And they got me up and moving. Within a month, I was at Walter Reed. I was hospitalized for inpatient for a month, still doing surgeries every other day. Then I got released, and then to outpatient. Within 30 days from being an outpatient, they had me up out in Colorado who was skiing.
Man, I tell you, we gotta take another short break here, but stick around, stay tuned. You're listening to Airstrike on WJZM 1400 AM. Absolutely. All right, Clarksville, WJZM 1400 AM. You're back listening to Airstrike. the Strike Brigade's radio show dedicated to keeping you, the listening audience, informed and up to date on what's going on with the Strike 101st Airborne Division Air Assault. And as you know, we've been hanging out and talk with a Strike Hero. Okay, he's a man that doesn't like that term, but that's what he is. Okay, he's Sergeant First Class Greg Robinson, and good to see you, Sergeant. Again.
See you, man.
Absolutely. Again, thank you for sharing the story with us. It is imperative that this story, okay, because it emulates what a strike soldier is, what American hero is, someone that faces hardships and challenges and still keeps moving, okay? And when I say keeps moving, I mean it in so many different ways. Like here you are, okay? We just talked about Operation Medusa and how you guys got ambushed and you stirred up the bee's nest and you guys took all that fire and all that mortar round and all those RPGs and you just lost your leg and you know all in all comes back. You're at Walter Reed and you have now a prosthetic leg. Can you talk about your leg, Sergeant?
Yeah, I wear what's called a VSP leg. The prosthetic legs are kind of like tennis shoes. There's many out there on the market, and each leg's different for what each amputee elects to wear. My VSP is great, man. It has a leaf spring on the side and it has a shock. It's high activity. I do everything. I jumped out planes with this leg. I deployed back to Afghanistan with this leg. It's pretty much indestructible, and I like it.
Now you bring up, okay, you deploy again back to Afghanistan. So obviously you stayed in the military,
yeah.
Okay. And now were you given an option to get out?
Yeah, I was right at 9.5 years in the service when I got wounded. The military has always loved it. You know, I never looked at it as a job. It's a lifestyle, and a lifestyle that I like and enjoy a lot. And they had a program called Co-Ed, Continuation on Active Duty, which meant if you didn't meet the medical conditions, you could get a waiver to stay in.
Okay. And so you got that waiver?
I got the waiver.
Right.
Yeah. With my help, my physical therapist pushed me all the time, getting me back, you know, being able to pass the PT test, you know, getting my run time down.
How difficult was that, the transition? Because here you were prior, a physical stud, a physical specimen, and you wanted to continue to be a physical specimen. Now, how difficult was that now that you were having a new challenge to overcome?
The biggest challenge I had was be able to stay on my leg all day. It took me a while to condition my leg to be able to stand all day on it. In the beginning, I would wear my legs maybe say 15 minutes at a time and have to take it off. Then eventually, you build from that, and now I can wear it 48 hours straight, no problem.
Man, that is some thought right there. Like you were not physically capable of standing, okay, and then through your efforts of physical training, through mental resiliency of the scenario, because I'm sure in your head, I mean, it just had to be like, wow, like what am I going to do? I don't have my leg anymore. Can you fill that void for the audience that can't understand that?
What helped a lot at Walter Reed, because there's all the type of people there that was wounded. You know, the same guys, you know, missing their leg at 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months since their incident. So you can look at them and you can set your goals, like, oh, that guy lost his leg 6 months ago and he's doing this. So
right.
You had all these other wounded soldiers there and wounded Marines there that help you set your goals, because you see where they was at. Oh, this guy's running at 9 months, so I want to be running at 9 months. So it helped out a lot being around all the wounded service members. You
guys were pushing each other.
Yeah.
You know, the true battle buddy system was still in place and still implemented. You know, now, you know, not to get off topic here, but you know, Army guys and Marine guys, they got a little rivalry going on everywhere they go. Did you guys have that friendly competition also in?
It was like we all was the same, man. It was like all had bad luck, and it was good. You know what I'm saying? Nobody went by rank or last name. Everybody's first name basis there. It was a good rehab time. Right.
Here you guys were. You guys were just, you know, these wounded men and women just coming together to better yourselves. Yeah. And obviously it works.
Yeah.
The bond works, because here you are, okay. You're now out of Walter Reed. What unit are you now at? You know, you decide to stay in the Army and continue your mission. Where's that mission you take a unit right after Walter Reed?
I leave Walter Reed. I will go back to the same company I left from. I went back to Charlie 37th Engineer Battalion.
Man, you love it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I went back there. I was back at Bragg for about a month. And then...
And that's that patch right there? That is... yeah, look at that. And that is a... what is the name for that patch? You know how we have Old Abe for the 101st patch?
It belongs to the 20th Engineer Brigade. It's known as the best engineer brigade and battalion in the Army.
Here's a man who lost his leg in 2006 during Operation Medusa in Kandahar, Afghanistan, and continues to strive despite the hardships. And he's about to graduate the 10 toughest days in the Army, also known as the Air Assault School. And yeah, we got him sitting right here in the studios. Hey, how you doing, son?
Doing good stuff.
This is great. We get to introduce you all over every time. Okay, you really did give such a great message, and all it is it's just you're just relaying your story to the masses, and because of that, I mean, your impact will be so appreciated by so many. Like right now, you know, that kid that's sitting in that hospital, okay, you know, that no longer has a leg or an arm or a limb of some type, you know. You were there. You were in that situation. What advice do you have for that person?
I think that one of the best things that helped me get through losing my leg when I was at Walter Reed was I looked around. I went there and I was like feeling sad for myself. I was down in the dumps and everything. And I started looking around. There was a lot of people that had a lot worse than I was. You know, there's people that lost their lives. Had guys in Walter Reed who was a quad amputee, triple amputees and stuff. It was like, looking at them and see what their hard work and dedication is like, kept me from being in the dumps. They inspired me. And it's like I can't feel bad for myself, man. This guy has way worse than me, and he's doing everything that he can.
Right, and let me tell you, you are definitely using that inspiration and doing all that you can do, and you know, I tell you, you got the graduation coming up. Okay, we wish you nothing but the best. We look forward to having you back in here. Okay, we want to continue telling the Sergeant First Class Gregory Robinson story because. I don't see it ending anytime soon. What do you got plans for the future here? In not only just in military career, but post?
Post, stand here. Next school I'm going to go to Rappel Master School.
Nice. And that is just as difficult, I'm sure?
Yep. Then my next rendezvous with Destiny, waiting to say when we deploy again. Yeah, you know,
and here you are leading the way. So Sergeant, again, thank you for everything, and if you can check out all the stories about Sergeant First Class Robinson, it will be up on the Brigade Facebook page, which you're a fan of, right?
Yes.
I mean, how awesome do you love that Facebook page?
It's awesome.
I mean, you're able to check out all the videos, all the pictures, all the strike stories, all the strike comments, and hey, you can even catch the glimpses and podcasts of airstrike. Forget about it. You know what I mean? I listen to it. I go, oh, deja vu. You know, I don't know nothing. But you can listen to Sergeant First Class Robinson. Keep up with him and his units. Okay, through that. You can also check him out. He'll be upcoming on one of the Strike Zones, which is the Brigade's TV show. You'll be able to see that on the Strike YouTube channel. You go to YouTube and you just type in Strike BCT. One word, okay? You'll see the logo, click on it, press like, and bada bing, bada boom. You watch all the Strike videos. Forget about it. All right? And don't forget also, you know, you want to stay in contact. Please make sure that you give a shout out to Sergeant Robinson and say, hey, I heard about you and wish you well because, yeah, we really do. Thank you again, Sergeant.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, forget about it. You're a stud. All right, you're listening to WJZM 1400. I'm your host, Army Sergeant Joe Padula with the Strike Brigade, and you are listening to Air Strike. Absolutely.